Got it. During the gold rush, a man who had been mining in Colorado for several months quit his job as he hasn't struck gold yet and the work was becoming tiresome. He sold his equipment to another man who resumed mining where it had been let off. The new miner was advised by the engineer that there was gold only 3 feet away from where the first miner stopped digging. And the engineer was right, which means the first miner was a mere 3 feet away from striking gold before he quit. The moral is, when things start to get hard, try to persevere through the adversity. Many people give up on following their dreams because the work becomes too difficult, tedious, or tiresome. But often you are this closer to finish line that you may think, and if you push just a little harder, you will succeed. Dear fellow Toastmasters, I'm sorry. My system is acting up a little bit. I'm very sorry. Just give me a minute. And a fantastic Sunday morning, dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, welcome to Meadows Toastmasters Club. Toastmasters Club, founded by Ralph Smedley in 1924, which has served 4 million people in 145 countries through its almost 17,000 clubs. I would like to begin by stating the mission of our Toastmasters Club. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Billionaire investor Warren Buffett says, one skill will boost your career value by 50%. Can anyone say which skill he was referring to? Especially to the guests. Do you have any clue on what skill that Warren Buffett was saying? That he was saying one skill will boost your career value by 50%. You guess, you can open up. There is one skill.
I think someone has told communication in the chat.
Leadership?
Absolutely. Public speaking. All of you are right. Yes. Public speaking. He was terrified of public speaking. He was so nervous, in fact, that he would arrange and choose his college classes to avoid having to get up in front of people. I don't have to tell you how he conquered the fear. He proudly displays his Toastmasters membership certificate in his office even till today. Dear fellow Toastmasters, some rules to be respected during the meeting. Please mute your audio unless you are the speaker. Please sit in a bright and comfortable place and make sure you can see the camera at your eye level. And I request all members to do an audio and video check before the meeting, especially if you're a speaker or a role taker. Kindly refrain from movements that distract the speaker. In case if you need to move, please turn off the video before doing so. And last but not the least, some of the topics that are highly entertaining to some members may not be appropriate for other audiences. And hence, be a little sensitive while talking about subjects like politics, religion, etc. And have a great meeting. Over to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Ganesh.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thanks, Toastmaster Srinivasan, for welcoming and setting the context. I'll stand in as a presiding officer today. It's really a pleasure to welcome everybody, our members, and I see several guests. So a warm welcome to all of you to the Meadows Toastmasters Club. We are a fledgling club, about 2.5 years old, but I think we have great fun every Sunday morning. And recently the offline meetings have also added on to the excitement. Yeah. So when people think about Bangalore, it's normally the weather, right? And I think such an appropriate theme for the day couldn't have been chosen. I just read somewhere that Bangalore was colder than Missouri a couple of days back, right? It's 17.8 degrees. and the theme of the weather will go a great way, I think, in understanding a little bit more about that. So before declaring the meeting open, just a quick round. Maybe some of the guests would like to introduce themselves now, or we will anyway come back to you for your feedback at the end of the meeting. We really appreciate that. Yeah. So if anyone wants to give a very quick intro, this is the time. Can I ask maybe Ma'am Taluri? Are you? I guess you're a guest for this show.
Yeah.
Would you like to? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go first. So hi everyone, I'm Maunika. Some of you might have met me last Sunday when we went for that small outing.
Okay.
I'm actually from Andhra, but I've been in Bangalore for a long time. I'm currently working at the math company as a data analyst. And my hobbies are I like to draw, and I also like to play badminton sometimes. And yeah, so basically this is about me. It's nice being here.
Hey, great. Thanks for that wonderful introduction and welcome. Anybody else? I'm not sure. I missed the last couple of sessions. So if anybody is indeed a guest, so
We have Deepa, we have Shobraj, we have Savan.
okay,
Deepa, would
maybe
you
we'll
like
have,
to introduce yourself?
maybe we can have one more intro and then the others can do it at the end as well. Yeah. So could I ask Deepa? Yeah, you're online. Yeah. You're on mute, I think. Can't hear you as yet.
Is it
Yeah.
audible now?
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I'm a kind of I think, regular guest here. So I already had given my intro. So in case.
But go ahead again. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm Deepa, and I'm a banker by profession. I came to Bangalore around 4 years back, and we are liking the place so much. So we are planning to permanently be here. I hope so. I mean, because of being in transferable job, it's difficult to stay at a particular place. So I had been to Hyderabad, then Delhi, and I am here. I don't know for how many years, but we are enjoying it being here. And my son is there. He's 9 years old. My husband, he is in IT, and I like to be the part of Toastmaster Club. Thank you.
Welcome again. Yeah. And so without further ado, it's my pleasure to declare the meeting open and over to the Toastmaster of the day, our very own Ekta, who's also been who's recently joined us into the Toastmasters Club. So I think this is the first attempt of her attempt as a TMOD. So all the very best to you, Ekta. Over to you. Yeah.
It's Ujjwal, Ganesh, it's Ujjwal. Ganesh, it's me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Ujjwal, yeah, over to you. Yeah.
Sure.
I thought, yeah.
So, first of all, welcome to this 127th meeting of Meadows Toastmaster Club. So today, I thought the Bangalore has a very beautiful weather. So I thought let's put the topic, it's weather only. This is the first time that simultaneous, within a second, when the Francis put the message in the group that roles are opened, immediately that theme came into my mind. And within a second, I thought, let's finalize this theme. Like, what's your favorite weather? So I know most of the people have stayed in India as well and in abroad as well, and all over the world people are staying. So just I wanted to know that what is your favorite weather? Means like which weather you like the most. And the important point is this will be a very interactive session. So please unmute the video, unmute it and speak.
Yeah, can I speak?
Yeah, sure.
The thing about weather is we want something which we don't have now. When we are in winter, we always want summer. And when we are in summer, we always long for cool winter weather. And also when we don't have, when it is very dry, we want a rainy weather. We want to experience everything. That's the human mind. We are not happy with what we have. We enjoy, but we want something more. So we always expect a different weather. We miss the weather that we really don't have. But seeing everybody, I have my friends everywhere. When they call me, when they text me that, you are so lucky to be in Bangalore, I feel I should enjoy what I have. So currently, this weather is so awesome. I'm enjoying it.
Thank you.
I can go next.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ujjwal.
Yeah, go ahead. Not an issue.
I'm from Chennai, so my bar for good weather is quite low. So if you think about it, for me, any place where the humidity is sort of not high and I don't sweat, I enjoy that kind of weather. And as Toastmaster Ganesh said, Bangalore is colder than Mussoorie. They also said that Bangalore is right now colder than Shimla, and I can attest to that fact because I was in Shimla 3 weeks back, and Bangalore is colder than Shimla right now. So anyway, that's my take.
Sure. Thanks, Sachin, for this thoughts. Am I audible to everyone, right? No network issue, nothing. Okay.
You are.
So there is a there was a English writer and the philanthropist whose name was John Rennick. He wrote a very good quote on the weather. He told that sunshine is delicious, rain is refreshing, wind braces you up, and snow is exhilarating. There is really no such thing as a bad weather because it will teach you everything. And only different kinds of good weather we have, especially in India. I will go into deep about this. It's not only for the Bangalore weather, it's all about India weather, and all over India, how many weathers, different weathers we all have, and we are lucky. We should be lucky for that. So I will not take much time. So let's start with our first. Let me tell you about the norms. So every Toastmaster have a 3 segment. First one is the prepared speech. Second one is the table topic role, and the third one is the evaluation. That is the most important role. So we have the evaluator who will be evaluate. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Mohan sir, and Ashish sir will be evaluating. Ashish sir, you will be evaluating, right? Yeah. Okay. So Ashish sir will be evaluating Mohan sir's speech. So Mohan sir, you will be ready, or Apoorv?
Can you invite the general evaluator, Ujjwal? So
yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. Sorry, forgot. Yeah, Sachin, go ahead. You will be the general.
Got it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So I'm the general evaluator for today's meeting. As Ujjwal said, there are 3 sections in a Toastmasters meeting. First one is the prepared speech section, where you're given an objective beforehand, and you're asked to prepare based on those objectives. An important component of the prepared speech section of a Toastmasters meeting is evaluations. In the evaluation section of a meeting, based on the objectives of the prepared speech, the speech evaluators assess how well you've done, and they give you constructive feedback on how you can improve. That is at the core of the general evaluation and the evaluation section in general. Apart from the speech evaluators, we also have other people to help with the evaluation. Now that is called the TAG team. TAG as in T, which stands for timer, A for our counter, and G for grammarian. Let me introduce my TAG team, and they'll come on and talk about their individual roles in detail. The timer for today is Toastmaster Maunika. Now, this is just her second meeting, and she's taken up the role of timer. It takes a lot of guts to do that. So great job, first of all, for volunteering and doing the timer role. I'm going to introduce her before she starts speaking. Maunika is from Vizag. She's been in Bangalore since school. Personally, she feels like Bangalore is the best place to be in. As she introduced earlier, her hobbies are drawing and playing badminton. She currently works as a data analyst for the math company. Over to you, Maunika.
Hi. So I'll be the timer for today. And yeah.
Okay, I'll just give an introduction on behalf of Monica because Monica doesn't have the script. Let me read the script so that she'll still be the timer. I'll read the script for her. Life and time are the best teachers. Life teaches us the use of time, and time teaches us the value of life. Psychological research makes it clear that you'll be happier if you see time as more valuable than money. People who respect time are more confident and have a good image in society. Dear fellow Toastmasters and guests, one important skill of a good speaker is to express a thought within a specific time. As the timer, on behalf of Monica, she'll be monitoring and helping the contestants manage everybody's time. She'll display the green card when the minimum time is reached, yellow card during the mean time, and red card when the maximum time is reached. A contestant whose speech time is less than, say, for example, the prepared speeches shall be from 4 to 6 minutes. A green card will be flashed at the end of 4 minutes, yellow card at the end of 5 minutes, and red card at the end of 6 minutes. And for table topics, green card will be shown at the end of 1 minute, yellow at 1 minute 30 seconds, and red at 2 minutes. A report will be given at the end of the meeting, and all the best to the contestants today. Back to you, Toastmaster Sachin.
Thank you, timers, for that wonderful introduction. And I would write a petition to Nawab saying we need to add that initial introduction about the importance of timing to the original timer script, because that's not there in the script, and that's very important. Anyway, moving on to the next role for today, which is the R counter role. The R counter role is being played by Toastmaster Ekta. Toastmaster Ekta is a petroleum engineer, yoga and meditation trainer, pregnancy yoga trainer. She's also passionate about sketching, dancing. She's a people's person and wants to be a kid at heart. Over to you, Ekta, to introduce the R counter role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. So as a counter, I'll count the R's and U's that are in your speech or during the table topics. This helps us improve to take some of the pauses at the right place and make sure that we are well prepared when we speak. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Ekta. Now, the next role that we have is the grammarian. The grammarian for today is Toastmaster Ganesh, and Toastmaster Ganesh doesn't require any introduction, but I'm going to introduce him nevertheless. Ganesh has been part of Palm Meadows Toastmasters for the last 2 years. He's been the past president of the club. And personally, as an AI director, he's helped me a lot to understand the Palm Meadows Club and made me feel very welcome when I became the AI director for AID4. Over to you, Toastmaster Ganesh is a person I admire a lot. Over to you. You can start with the introduction.
Hey, thanks, Toastmaster Sachin. So they say that grammar is the soul of language, right? Just as the musical notes arrange themselves to form a symphony, so also the right grammar helps you to get the right language and make it so melodious. So as a grammarian, my role would be firstly to introduce the word of the day, for which I'll share my screen for a minute if possible. And yeah, it is possible, I think. Yeah. So to introduce the word of the day, I think we can share the screen. So in keeping with the theme of the day, this is a word I personally like very much. It's called zephyr, which means a soft, gentle breeze. Historically, it has also been used to denote a light fabric. And it originated from the Greek god Zephyrus, who was the god of the west wind. So typical sentences, summer zephyr gently stirred her hair. So you can see that zephyr is a noun, or the zephyr's emotional intensity blew through the film. Yeah. So that's the word of the day. As a grammarian, I'll be looking at opportunities for all of you to use the word of the day and keep a tab of it, and also look for any grammatical inconsistencies or mispronunciations, which I'll come back to you at the end of the session. and which will hopefully make us a better linguist and a better communicator. Okay, back to you, Toastmaster Sachin. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh, for the introduction of the grammarian role. Now, finally, I'm going to tell you guys what I'll be doing in today's meeting. I'm the general evaluator. I'm responsible for evaluating the meeting from end to end. I supplement the speech evaluators with whatever additional points that I noticed from the speaker. I help the tag team with their roles as well. Also, at the end of the meeting, I'll come back to deliver my report. With that being said, I hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Ujjwal. Over to you.
Thank you, Sachin. And I think you have forgot that you will be you are the evaluator as well. You forgot that point as well.
Yeah, I know.
Sure. So let's start with the first speaker. I think first speaker is a Toastmaster Mohan sir, and Sachin will be evaluating his speech. So Sachin, may I request you?
I think I'm evaluating Apoorv.
First speaker is Apoorv and Sachin as well.
Ashish sir, you can go ahead and tell the speech objective of Ganesh Mohan sir's speech.
Okay, so the speaker two. Okay, that's fine. So I'd like to introduce TM Mohan Lal. He's been a long time member of the club, and he's also the treasurer, managing finances, and I believe across multiple clubs. And the memory I have, as I was part of the original club, was one of his sessions where everyone was a name of a sweet. I don't remember what I was, maybe a gulab jamun or something. But every Toastmasters was a sweet, and the theme was sweet. So I remember. It was a fun session. So TM Mohan Lal today is talking. The purpose of his project is for him to practice his skills needed to effectively use public relations strategies for any group or situation. And the purpose of the speech is for him to share some aspect of his public relations strategy. Right? And the title is Public Relations Strategies. So over to you, TM Mohan Lal.
Hope I'm audible. Not all changes make sense at first. I read this quote in one of my WhatsApp group and put it up as my status. Am I repeating my speech given in the month of February? Toastmasters and guests, this is not the case. This quote is apt as well for the strategy adopted by me to implement a new concept which was conceived and implemented by yours truly in the organization he is currently working. As this won't count to plagiarism, here I am. The current organization I'm working in is a small company compared to the earlier firms I have been attached to. Being a smaller firm, we did not have a formal goal setting, tracking, and assessment process in place. With my experience from my earlier organizations, I took up the challenge to conceive, design, and implement the process. As change is a 6-letter word, it appeared to be a challenge in itself, as out here, there are many who call in shots. So I went into a PR mode to make everyone adapt to the process I intended to propose. Experiencing the zephyr below the fan, I thought about the plan and strategized as below. As below, yeah, points are coming. Point number 1, call for beta tester of the plan that I had, and I ensured that it is from the manager group. what is being implemented was kept a secret. Teaser for the date of implementation, 1st April. Tagline, something new is coming to hit you soft. Guess what? No coincidences with the All Fools Day. Email for quiz for what process change is being implemented, with prize, of course, for the first current entry email, which hits my email box. We Indians love it. Formal announcement of what was coming was made on March 25th. Also, the name of the winner was announced, and she was asked to do the final testing. We had an online session, and out there, the winner was asked to make it go live. Everyone loves being in the limelight. Yes, ask me, I do. During the session, I explained the entire process in toto about the need, how the process works, and what we intended to achieve at large. Finally, I opened the online forum for questions. To my surprise, we had an excellent interactive session. Yes, it was a surprise for me because I've had experiences out of in my current organization, and sessions are usually not interactive. Not many people coming in on videos, Baba. Many people suggested changes. I noted them down and promised to revisit them in my future updates of the process, of course. We're about to go live 1st of April, right? Yeah, there were a minority few who did mention that the old informal process was workable enough given that we were small in size. Dear Toastmasters and guests, I would like to mention here about a famous concept which we all have heard. It's not about what the process change you want to implement, but how you package and sell it, which results in its appropriate acceptance. I'd like to conclude by borrowing the quote from my previous speech. It is not what you communicate, but how you communicate and how you sell it that matters. Not all changes make sense at first, but eventually we get to know the benefit after time lapses. Toastmaster of the day, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohan sir, for this amazing speech. So now let's start with the second speaker. Our second speaker is the Toastmaster Apoorv, and he is giving some level 3 speech, and the evaluator for him is Toastmaster Sachin. So may I request Sachin to tell the speech objectives and other details as well?
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. A wise man once said multitasking is screwing everything up simultaneously. So here I am doing both the general evaluator and the evaluator role today. I'm going to read the objectives of Toastmaster Apoorv's speech. Develop 2 different social speeches, each 3 to 4 minutes, and present them at 2 separate club meetings. You may choose any 2 types of social speeches and that appeal to you that you would like to practice. For the audience, the different types of social speeches are: there's a toast, a eulogy, an acceptance speech, and a speech praising an individual or a group. The time limit for today's speech is from 3 to 4 minutes. All the very best. Over to you, Toastmaster Apoorv. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, to read out the title and introduce the speaker.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. So for Apoorv, the The title will be Another Brick in the Wall. Apoorv, stage is yours.
This is the moment, isn't it? Getting called a unicorn. As your CTO, it makes me feel like a king. Let me tell you about the time when basically it dawned on me that we are a unicorn. During the recent funding conversation, when he leaned in and told me that this much for this person makes us over $1 billion. First thought, engineer brain. Max, the math works out right. Second thought, CTO brain. Did we just cross 1 billion? Did we just become a unicorn? Truly, I never coveted this tag. Did I want this tag for us? Hell yes. Did I covet it? No. You see, you don't build a company in isolation. We never, the objective has always been you guys. When we started this all those years ago, we didn't have a lot. We just had an idea and that the market needed this. And we thought, like, you know what? It's not about changing the world. Let us see how far we can take this. Like all startups, we had our tough phases and sudden lucky breaks along the way. But overall, what actually brought us from good to great is you guys. Did we bring in the clients? Yes. But they stayed and they increased their engagement because of you guys. Let me get real with you. It's because of you guys that we are here. Now, I know I'm going to get an earful from my old lady about this, but this just happened a couple of days ago. So my wife and I, after our post kids going to sleep, chit chat of each other's day and catching up on it, she's telling me, like, you know, I just got this info from school and look how great our kids are doing at school. And I kid you not, for 1 second, I did that one upmanship thing in my brain where I was like, oh, right, the kids are awesome, but check out this appreciation mail that personally I got from this guy about our product and people. Sidestep that by 1 millisecond. What it doesn't take away from is the fact that this all is because of you. It is watching you guys bring your A game that makes us inspired to bring our A+ game. If you ever feel that you guys are a brick in the wall, know that you are not. When you guys say, you know, this small detail stuff, we'll manage it, we got this. It makes us free to go out and get the big picture handled. We are nowhere where we can get to be. At this stage, it's almost a cliche, but it is. There's an ocean of untapped potential still in all of us. Momentum is the currency of our success. We have that, we truly do. And we really feel that we are just getting started. It's because of you guys that we are able to achieve this stepping stone. So if there's anything you guys truly need, like, you know where I sit, you can just drop in anytime. And truly, all of us here, we feel that it's because of you guys that we have achieved what we are. And we do feel the most thankful that we get to work with people as awesome as you guys. Thank you. And over to you, TMOD Ujjwal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Apoorv, for this short and amazing speech. So now let's come to the theme of the day, that is our weather. So I just want one point from each one of you, that what is your favorite weather and where you are, your hometown, because India have too many states, and every state have the different weathers actually, what I can think. So may I request everyone to just tell the weather or the hometown where you belongs.
I think Toastmaster, Toastmaster Priyanka, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, my hometown is in Siliguri. It is nearby Darjeeling. So my favorite weather is winter always, And there now the temperature is very high, but that time when I in my childhood, the weather is that winter is so cold. We used to wear 3-4 sweater to go out and all. So I enjoyed the time so much, and always I like winters actually in everywhere. Yeah, that's all.
Because I will add one point from my side as well. There was in 2003, there was a one town in Bihar name is Motihari, which is almost 1 hour, 2 hour journey from from my place to Nepal. It's very nearby, very nearby. So it was the condition like I wore 2 sweaters, 1 shirt, then 1 jacket, then big quilt. After that also I was feeling cold. And next day morning it came that the temperature was about 1 degree or 2 degree. So that was that day I will never forget. So anyone who wants to speak on the favorite weather?
Yeah,
Okay. Yes, go ahead.
sorry, someone else wanted, you can go ahead.
No, Toastmaster Ashish, you can go ahead, then I'll speak.
So I've stayed in Nagpur where the weather was 50 degrees. Bangalore, it's pleasant. In Mumbai, there's rain and floods. In Boston, it was minus 30 degrees at times. And so having stayed in all those places, I've realized my favorite weather is the weather that is there today, because otherwise we end up complaining about the weather. I've enjoyed activities in snow, like skiing and other things, and activities in Mumbai in rain. So I think, and in summer, of course, the outdoor aspects. And so favorite weather is the weather that's there today, and just learning how to enjoy that. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashish. So Ekta, you want to go next?
Sure. So the question on my hometown is Nasik, Maharashtra, and I have conditioned to my choice on the weather. I like winters if you give me a sweater or a blanket. I like summers if you give me an ice cream, and I like rainy season if you allow me to go out without a raincoat. So all three, but with condition.
That's good. We say at one place all the 3 weather will be there. That's good. Mohan sir, you want to, yeah. Mohan sir, you want to go next?
Yeah, I will. So I will exactly echo what Priyanka told. So I'm like born, brought up in Calcutta. So you can say that, okay, my hometown is Bengal. And yes, I also used to love winters in Calcutta. I have moved out of Calcutta from 2015, was there in Kochi for a couple of years. And since 2017, I'm out over here. And yes, and now I would echo what Ashish said. The current weather which we have out over here in Bangalore is the best weather which we can think of. So yes, let Bangalore have this kind of weather throughout the year.
Okay, so we will start our second segment, like the table topic table topic session. And the best part is, yesterday Priyanka told that she will not attend, and she attended, and again she is taking the role. That's actually good. And I will just leave you one. I had one question in my mind after the table topic. I just want the answers from all of you. That India is a very big country, and everywhere different weathers are there. Which weather or the place where you went and you didn't expected that weather, that temperature will go that you have never expected? I want this answer after the table topic session. So I will request Priyanka to take over the stage and continue with the interesting table topic session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ujjwal. Hello everyone. Good morning. So Today I will be your host for table topic. I'll give some description. So table topic help members practice the art of improvisation and also help us to think in our feet. This help us to develop vital communication skill like listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. The topic today I prepared also impromptu, as I was not sure I would able to join today or not, but I did. So hopefully it will help you all to become better at improvisation, and it will open to audience, all guests and Toastmaster both. So let's start. So I will be starting this table topic, and someone please volunteer.
I can go first.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Ekta. Just a minute. I'll share my screen. So, okay, you go first. You can see my screen. Yeah.
Yes, I can. Me sitting
Yeah.
in Delhi. Uh, oh, okay. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, you can go ahead.
Okay. So this is exactly the reverse where my friends in Delhi ask me, take a call and ask me how is the weather here. So I have never been to Delhi and asking someone. So I'll just switch the topic where I am not the person. And so today I was speaking to somebody, 80-year-old man. He met me in Udupi here. We just have a dosa counter here, and I've been to Bangalore. I mean, this is the first time I'm staying in south of India. So we generally visit, and we met that person and realized that they are from Delhi, but they love the weather of south. I mean, people from south and the culture and everything. So 2 weeks back, they met me, they came home and they went back to Delhi. So today when I was talking to them, they just wanted to continue speaking about the weather and make sure that they feel better about being here and wanting to come here. So I felt lucky, but at the same time, as Ashish, Toastmaster Ashish rightly pointed, you need to love the weather now. So he started being grateful about the 2-degree difference from the time he started, came to Bangalore and went back to Delhi. So yeah, the weather is better there, but it's best in Bangalore.
Thank you, Ekta, for the great insight. Okay, who will be going next? Maunika? Okay, I'll share my screen. Okay, sorry. Can you see this?
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Okay, just a minute.
So I'm supposed to talk about this picture, or
you talk about anything, what you guess from this picture, or whatever you feel. If you see this movie, you can talk about that, or whatever comes in your mind.
All right.
Okay.
Fine. I'm just gonna take a minute.
It's fine, right? You
Fine,
can. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just start off with what I see in the picture. So basically, the sky is the first thing that I noticed, and I feel it's a lot similar to what we have in Bangalore. It's always cloudy or it's raining, and the weather's really nice. And I personally like it when it's a little gloomy or it's about to rain. Kind of changes your mood, and I feel good about it. So that picture that's the first thing that it reminded me of. And yeah, it's really pleasant and peaceful, so that's something that's good. So I also noticed the balloons, and it's a movie that everybody's watched up, but I think it's just really pleasing and calm, and the balloons and everything just gives you that a holiday kind of vibe or something where you can just chill and relax. So yeah, that's something that's really nice about it. Also, I think that's a nice movie that everybody should watch. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Monica. It is good, different perspective. Thank you. Okay.
I have something to add about that movie. So I'll
Yeah.
post the video in the chat. I feel
Okay.
like those 5 minutes is like one of the best moments of cinema that I've ever seen. If you really want to cry, you need to watch the video that I sent. So do watch it after the meeting.
Okay.
It's like the best 5 minutes of television or movies that I've ever seen. So it's amazing. It's from that movie Up.
Okay. We'll be going next. You want to go next, Sachin?
Let's try. Let's see if our guests want to volunteer. I can
Okay.
do next. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Shobraj, are you there? Okay, I think she's not there. Deepa, you want to go next? Yeah. Yeah. You can see this picture?
Yeah. Yeah, I can. I think I have seen this movie or not. I don't remember now. So
Yeah. Whatever you feel like talking about, you can talk. Okay.
okay.
Thank you.
Seeing this picture, it reminds me of all the animated movies that my son watches actually every day. And he is always very keen to make me sit beside him and watch with him. I mean, he feels me as his best company. So I also enjoy watching all these animated movies with him. So means with him only I have seen, maybe that is why I was just trying to recollect whether I have seen this movie or not. I could not, but yes, I have seen so many movies like this with him. So this is our best, time way to spend time with each other. Apart from studying, means that is little boring for him. So he enjoys, yeah, mama, you sit with me, watch some anime. Today also we have a plan, he has fixed some plan with me. He'll make me watch something. I don't know. I'll tell you in the next session. So what I watched today. So seeing this picture reminds me my time I spend with my son, watching these movies, enjoying, laughing with him, sharing the emotions with whatever it comes with them in the movie. So that's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Deepa. Yeah, movie is a great way to make bond with each other. Yeah, and animated movies are like fresh, and it is like different perspective. I agree with you. Thank you. Who will be going next? Who didn't talk?
Yeah.
Sachin, you talk one.
I can go. I can go next.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe this. You can see?
Can 1 second, it's loading for me. 1 second. Yeah, I can see it now. Yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I think
Let's talk. Yeah.
I know we sometimes think that animated movies and animated television is for kids. But and obviously when I first saw animated movies, I was a kid. But then over the last few years, over the last couple of years, I sort of rediscovered the beauty of these animated films, especially by Pixar. For example, in the movie that, or in the screenshot that you shared, it's from this movie called Coco. where they sort of describe the significance of death in Mexican culture. Now, if you really think about it at its core, it's an animated movie. But then the message is that it's trying to convey is a much more complex message. And that message is about death. And death is a pretty grim topic, right? But this message boils that down so that even a 6-year-old or a 7-year-old can appreciate it. What this image reminds me is that sometimes what we get from popular media depends on what stage of life we are at. So when I was a kid, I would be fascinated by the animations and the kind of visuals that I saw in that movie, Coco. Whereas now I'm more fascinated by the message that I receive from the movie itself. If I were to boil it down to one takeaway, if you guys could probably watch a movie that you appreciated as a child today, I'm sure you would garner a completely different meaning from it altogether. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
Yeah, thank you, Sachin. Actually, I totally agree with you. Animated movie, they give great message, and if we watch in older elder age, what we watch in childhood, there is like lots of learning we can learn. Okay, who will go next? Ashish, you want to go next? Yeah. Okay, maybe this. It is fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this reminds me of, I guess, looking up the weather, online on the computer and seeing it's nice and sunny, and you go to the beach and have a nice ice cream, and you plan all the things, take your beach toys and the daughter, and then you land up there and it gets cloudy and it starts raining, right? There's a thunderstorm and you can't go into the water, right? Or even onto the beach because there's lightning and there's thunder. So you end up sitting in a nice cafe looking at the rain and having some nice hot chocolate, or having hot chocolate or tea or coffee, and then waiting for the weather to clear up so you can go and enjoy the beach. So similarly, there are times when you plan things and the weather doesn't play along with you. And there are lots of times you go on a trek and it starts really raining or drizzling. But there's also fun in that, right? Because sometimes spontaneity creates a different kind of experience. And when things happen spontaneously, it brings out that playfulness in you too, so that you can enjoy it. You can always enjoy going out and playing in the rain and getting wet without the umbrella, versus having to plan to take umbrella so that you don't get wet. It's always fun to go out, especially so if it's snowing, and enjoy that snow and enjoy the white surroundings, versus kind of planned and having your cap and your gloves and your jackets, but actually going out and building snowmans and throwing snowballs at each other. So it just reminded me of those instances where you expected something, but the weather turned out something else, and you could still make the best of that situation and actually have fun, versus always planning, looking at the weather and then planning according to that. So, yeah.
Thank you, Ashish. Okay. Apoorv, you want to speak?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay, just a minute. Okay, fine. Yeah.
Wall-E has been one of the most iconic movies of the 2000s era. If any of you have actually not watched it, please go out and actually do watch it. A couple of idiosyncrasies of the human mind it gets right. So in the movie, it's about humanity about 2000, 3000 years into the future. We are no longer on the earth because we've polluted it to such an extent that it's no longer red and green and blue. It's mostly just a haze of yellow and gray. Okay. All as humans, we don't walk. Our laziness has been dialed to 11, and we don't walk at all. We are in these giant floating chairs that go on lines from one point of the spaceship to another point of the spaceship. In the sense that there's a scene where a girl falls off the sofa moving chair, and she's unable to get that. The robots come around her and they tell her, like, please do not move. Your assistants will be here shortly. And she just kind of rolls around on the floor for about a minute till the robots come and kind of put her back on her chair. One of the sad things that gets about our humanity right is how we are as a society right now. Like, for example, nothing that we make these days is built to last. Like, you take anything, it's cheaper to kind of replace something than to actually fix it. This problem again gets expanded 200 times to make an inhospitable earth. On top of that, there is humans no longer govern humans. You have actually an artificial intelligence robot captain kind of something that actually controls the entire spaceship. And this guy decides in his infinite wisdom that humans cannot go back to Earth, even though there is greenery or shoots of greenery coming back again. And we used to make a lot of fun of this dialogue in college and like, give me the plant, if you get what I'm saying. So it's one of the greatest movies you can watch. I highly recommend it. It's one of those movies that is designed for kids, but actually meant for adults. Okay. Thank you about this wonderful talk, Toastmaster Priyanka. Over to you.
Yeah. Thank you, Apoorv. Yeah, you are absolutely true that it is designed for kids, but made for adults. And this is my favorite movie also, this one. Thank you so much. Now, Toastmaster Ganesh, you want to speak? Yeah.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah, just a minute. You can speak about this.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Okay.
I think for any kid, when it snows, making the snowman is an enviable delight. Yeah. So I've seen kids playing in the snow. How the fix of snow, how it melts in your hands and how you throw it around. And it's a wonderful experience, really. I just want to recall one incident when I flew from Bombay to Zurich, and I thought I was well prepared. I had the woolens in my suitcase, and I thought it was fine. And the pilot announced that it's about 10 degrees outside, and I thought that is pretty cool. But just when I stepped out of the aircraft, I couldn't even walk because the pilot never mentioned about the wind factor or the major zephyrs, as you say. It was so windy, and more than the temperature, the wind literally almost blew me off. Yeah, so I had to hurry back into the aircraft, open my suitcase, and kind of wear something warm too. So I think weather is such an important aspect of our life, and sometimes I also feel weather has an impact on what we think, and how we behave. I think the peak of summer, you see more of road rage incidents, right? For example, and perhaps when the weather is cool, or when it's raining, when you have chai and pakoras, I mean, it's a different feeling altogether. So I really believe that weather also plays an indirect role in our way of thought And I think we must do whatever we can to save the weather and really, look at climate change more seriously and not just use it like a buzzword, right? Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh. It's a good learning. Like, yeah, climate change, we should take care of that. Now, any Toastmaster Mohan want to speak? Yeah.
Sure.
Sorry. Something like this. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Toastmaster Priyanka, for this wonderful topic. And incidentally, I'm experiencing this from the perspective that I've changed my flat. I've changed my residence, but it is in the same complex. Earlier, I was in B block. Now I'm in F block of the same complex itself. Now, electricity bill out there, the last amount paid was around somewhere around 870 or so. And out here, the current month's bill came to around 1400. So yes, I'm actually experiencing high electricity bill, but yeah, I do understand. We do have it's a bigger house compared to the earlier one, and hence requires more electricity to light it up and so on and so forth. So yes, yes, electricity bills are rising. I did a detailed analysis as well. About why this amount was 1400 or so. So I checked it out that the fixed amount, whether or not we use electricity, in the earlier instance, it used to be around 330 or so. Okay. Out here in this flat, since it's a bigger flat, the minimum amount is 560, So being a CA, these things come naturally to me, get into the analysis mode as to what, why, and how the cost has gone up. Yes. So yes, that's the that was my analysis, that the fixed charges have gone up. The Bestcom guys are charging more right now as fixed charges compared to what they were charging earlier as well.
Okay,
so,
okay.
Yeah, that's my analysis about high electricity bill. Toastmaster Priyanka, back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mohan. Okay, then we also got some insight. Okay, they got the best price high. Okay, we need to saw again our bills. One more topic I have. Ujjwal, you want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it to me.
Yeah, sure. We have this.
Winter is coming. No, what? Warm again?
No, wait. Warm again? Okay, it's cold. Winter is coming. No, warm again.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
So this picture is actually depicting the somewhat a Bangalore condition, because one day full heavy rain and another day there will be a sun. Okay, and this is actually relating to my hometown also, where the weather is like extreme. If it is a summer, it will go about 45 degrees. In that, if you will take bath for 5 times also, then also it feels like go and take the bath 9 times more. That is the condition. And in winter, it was like, if you will not take bath for 1 month also, it's fine. Actually, that was the condition, like 0 degree, 1 degree, the temperature was. And the best part was, and in the December, means like December 15 to January 15 was the time that 1 month there was no sun. Means like you will not be able to see the sun for whole 1 month. And at that time only the temperature will go about below 2 degrees. And 1 year it happened with me. And at that cold, when you will wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and you will touch the water, it's like you are touching the glacier water. That much cold. Yeah, back to you, Priyanka.
Yeah, thank you, Master Ujjwal. Okay, now it is end of the session. Now back to you, Toastmaster Ujjwal again.
Okay, again back to my.
Yeah.
So we have only 15 minutes left. So I thought to first we should complete the evaluation, speaker evaluation. Then I will finalize my theme of the day. So for the first speaker, Toastmaster Mohan sir, the evaluator was Toastmaster Ashish. So may I request her to go for the details?
Yeah.
Sorry?
You want to call the general evaluator? Then he'll...
Yeah. General evaluator.
Okay, I can take over, Ujjwal. So we have two speeches today. Let's start off with the speech evaluation to evaluate the first speaker, Toastmaster Mohan. You have Toastmaster Ashish. Over to you, Toastmaster Ashish, to continue with your evaluation.
So, Toastmaster Mohan Lal, I love the speech. I want to break up the evaluation into various categories. Overall, I love so the first category is clarity, and I think the language and the pace at which you spoke was very clear. I actually loved the pace. It was not slow, it was not fast. It was really a nice pace with which you delivered your speech. I think you used a lot of vocal variety, where you used different tones and volume, where you came close to the camera and you whispered and you went back and you had your normal tone. Eye contact was, again, in terms of online delivery, it's basically just making sure you're looking at the camera, and I think you did well there. The gestures were pretty good. You used them for various aspects of your speech, and they were mostly different, not repetitive. The comfort level, I think you felt pretty comfortable delivering the speech, and in terms of areas where you could challenge yourself, I think one was making more maybe some level of interaction or building audience engagement through either question or through interactions by involving them. That's where in a place there was a little hesitation. It was not very noticeable, but I don't know if you forgot something or you kind of improvised there. So it was very minor, so you were able to get back in. And the third aspect, I would say, is the use of, again, with the online version, how you use the space, because there was a lot of gestures. The space was kind of where you were. But overall, I liked it. You started with, you built in quotes with the beginning and the end. There was humor. There was also a change in language at times to introduce that humor. So overall, I think the pace, the tone, and the flow, I loved it. So great job. Thank you. You could see that, you are an experienced speaker, and you've given this.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ashish. That was a great evaluation. I just have one point to add on.
Yeah.
I feel like the why is very important in any speech. And Toastmaster Mohan, if maybe before you started off with how you implemented a PR strategy, you could have maybe talked about some incidents in your former life where you'd failed in PR miserably. I don't know if you have some story like that, but if you could dig deep and try to pull something up and like, this time I'm not going to fail, I'm going to succeed. That would sort of add some emotion and a purpose to the overall speech. So again, that's one recommendation which I had. Now let's move on to the next speaker. The next speaker for today is Toastmaster Apoorv, and I'm the evaluator for Toastmaster Apoorv. So let me begin. After hearing your speech, I have one question for you, Apoorv. Can I get a job at your firm? Jokes apart, let me move on to my evaluation. I'm going to structure my evaluation as follows. It's a 3-minute speech, so it's hard to give a 3-minute evaluation, but I'm going to try. I'm going to start off with one point of your speech that I loved, and I'm going to move on to 2 aspects of your speech, which could be improved and could be worked upon. And finally, I'm going to end with the best part of your speech. The first part of your speech I really enjoyed was your use of personal pronouns. Now, when you're trying to give a speech where you're appreciating someone else, it's important for them to feel included and be part of the family. So I think you use the right personal pronouns in the right places. The use of we, you appropriately really added inclusivity in your entire speech. Now, I have 2 places where you could work upon. The first one is I would term it as purposeful movement. Now, you try to incorporate hand gestures throughout your speech, and I really appreciate that. But then there were instances. These instances, I would like to call them break periods, where you didn't really have an appropriate hand gesture and you were just doing this, or you didn't know what to do with your hands. If you could sort of come back to a neutral position where you just kept your hands to your side, that would make you seem more confident. Now, this goes on for your foot movement as well. There were certain instances in your speech where you are moving backward and forward. If this would have been more purposeful, for example, it's all because of you. So you come close to the camera and you deliver it. That's more purposeful, and it seems more coherent when you look at it as a whole. That's my first recommendation. My second recommendation is sort of similar to what I told, what I had as a general evaluator, which is you're delivering a thank you note. Your primary objective is to evoke emotion. You try to do that by narrating an incident at the start and through various aspects of your speech. But again, if you could probably highlight on the why is achieving 1 billion so important, that would make your audience feel more special. A good instances of this being done well, if you guys have seen the movie Wolf of Wall Street, there's a scene where Jordan Belfort, he addresses his audience. There are many scenes in the movie, but this one is relevant to us, where he's addressing the audience, and he sort of evokes emotion in a very unique way. I imagine your speech sort of similar to that, where if you could bring out the why, why is it important in a more significant way, that would add a lot of value. Finally, let me conclude with the best part of your speech, and that was how you began your speech. Oh, we've reached 1 billion. I was so curious to hear what you're going to say after that wonderful opening. You caught the attention of the audience and you held us over there, wrapped, listening to your speech. Now, if I were to summarize, you had great use of personal pronouns, which made everyone feel included in your speech. Second good part was you had a wonderful beginning, which evoked and piqued our interest. 2 aspects of your speech which you could improve is purposeful movement, and trying to emotionally connect with the audience would definitely help. With that being said, I hand it back to the general evaluator, which is myself. Moving on, let me move to the tag team. The tag team, the timer for today is Toastmaster Maunika. Toastmaster Maunika, do you want to maybe give your timer report?
Yeah, I can. Do I need to share my screen?
You can, if you have it in Excel form, you can share your screen. Otherwise, you can just read it out.
Okay, I'll just read it out. So for the prepared speech, Toastmaster Mohan spoke for 5 minutes, 43 seconds. Then Toastmaster Apoorv spoke for 2 minutes, 49 seconds, which was, I think, the limit was 3 minutes. Then we have for the table topics, Ekta with 1.29 minutes. Deepa with 1 minute 20 seconds, Toastmaster Ashish 1.28 minutes, Toastmaster Apoorv with 2 minutes, Toastmaster Ganesh with 1.55 minutes, Toastmaster Mohan with 1.47 minutes, and then the evaluations were for 2 to 3 minutes. So do I need to mention the time for evaluations?
Yeah, if you have it ready, you can.
So Toastmaster Ashish, 2 minutes, 7 seconds, and Sachin, 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you, timer.
Thank you.
First of all, let's all give Monica a round of applause for taking up the role in her second meeting. it was a great report. Let's move on to the next role player for today, which is the R counter. The R counter for today is Toastmaster Ekta. Over to you, Ekta, to go on with your report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin. So I'll just tell people who mentioned ours, and I mean, I could catch those ours basically. So Toastmaster Monica. So when she was speaking at the start, plus including what she spoke just now, there were 4 hours, and the recommendation would be to be more aware and take more pauses on that. And I would like to point out Priyanka. So every 2 to 3 sentences, there were 2 or 3 hours. So this is something you can take back from the session. And kudos to Deepa. I'm not sure if she's here. So I have seen her speak, maybe because I am new or she is a guest. So she shared the story and at the same time took perfect pauses with no hours at all. So the 2 speeches that we had, Apoorv. So Apoorv, your pace was not that slow, and you still there were no hours that I observed. So it was really nice. And when Mohan was speaking, I was trying to catch even a single hour, but whenever I thought he will say it was a pause. So appreciate a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Ekta, for that report. I think you brought out really good points, and I like the fact that you appreciated our guest and commended her on what she'd done. Another recommendation for me for the R counter role would be to look at words beyond R. Now, that's where the role of an R counter gets interesting. Some people have very specific words that they repeat quite often. For example, I've been told that I use the word right after every sentence pretty often. And I found this in a Toastmasters meeting. So the R counter in that meeting did a great job. Anyway, so this is a recommendation that I have where you look at things other than us. And also if a person has used us many times, like a lot of times in a particular sentence, you can just say, maybe this is a filler word that you use often. You can work on it by taking more pauses, or you could give solutions where, okay, this is what you need to do in order to avoid these filler words. That could be my recommendation.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. With that, let's move on to the grammarian for today. The grammarian for today is Toastmaster Ganesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Ganesh, to do your report.
Sure, I'm sharing my screen for a minute. Let me know. Yeah, I think you should be safe. Hey, thanks. So a great session today. A lot of fantastic grammar as well thrown in. Really made my job a bit difficult, but here it is. Yeah. So some great usages there. Fantastic words like plagiarism in toto, time lapse. Your eulogy boils down to a good phrase, takeaway, gardeners. I think the icing on the cake was Toastmaster Apoorv with his plethora of fantastic bibliography that he has, unique and coveted. And like the phrase, momentum is the currency of success and idiosyncrasies. Toastmaster Priyanka, thinking on your feet, impromptu. Toastmaster Ashish, spontaneity, not playing along with you. Some opportunities, I would say Toastmaster Ujjwal will go deeper into whether would be the right thing. And whether is normally the singular and plural is the same, unless you're calling it a collection of different weathers and so on. Yeah. And Toastmaster Apoorv, I think the personal pronouns, yes, that was great. You guys is, I think, a semi-formal address, and I think it probably borders on slang at some point. And I think there was a lot of views on you guys, so could be aware of that. And here he feels that I am the best company. That's the right one. And I believe that the plural is snowmen, not snowmans. But I got to recheck on that. But overall, a great session from my perspective. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster Sachin.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ganesh. Let me present my report as a general evaluator. I broadly had a few comments. We started a meeting about 6 or 7 minutes late, and that probably goes to the fact that some of the role players took some time to join the meeting. It would be much appreciated if all the role players join in on or even before time where you can have some constructive dialogue and networking sessions. So that's my first comment. Toastmaster Ujjwal chose a topic that's relatable to all of us, which is weather. Every time I get on a call with someone who doesn't live in Bangalore, the first thing that they envy about me is the weather that I have that we have here in Bangalore. So it's great that you brought that out in all of us today. Great selection of topic. Our recommendation for Toastmaster Ujjwal was to have a copy of the agenda either on your screen next to you or on your phone, because I felt like at some parts throughout the entire flow of the meeting there were some breaks which could have been avoided, and maybe this goes back to the fact that the VP hadn't posted the agenda in the group. I'm not sure, but for any TMOD who had to stay in this role going forward, would be useful to have the agenda ready on the site with the exact flow of events, especially if you're doing the TMOD for the first time. We had two amazing speeches today. These were pretty advanced level speeches. Great job, both the speakers. We had evaluations. Not going to talk more about that. Next one is the table topics session. And Priyanka take up the table topics master role on the spot. I don't know how she came up with the collection of pictures, but cartoons and animated movies are very close to my heart. You brought that out today, and you gave us all a chance to revisit some of the memories from our childhood. So great job in doing that.
Thank you. Actually, I like to thank Apoorv for that. He gave me idea.
Oh, okay, nice, nice. So it's a team effort.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. It was wonderful, and I think almost everyone spoke today, so that's quite rare. 100% participation is always appreciated. Apart from that, I think we are running a little late on the agenda, so I'm going to cut my report short here and hand it back over to Toastmaster Ujjwal to conclude the session.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Sachin, for this amazing evaluation and the general evaluator role what you did, and you have explained and you gave the suggestion to all the tag teams, especially the timer and the R counter. That will be really appreciated. So actually we are getting late by time. So actually we have started by 10:05. So means a 5-minute bracket we have actually just to complete the meeting. I just wanted to know all of you, what are the important things, or why the India have this much of diverse climate? Anyone have the idea?
Because of the mountain ranges, right? That we have. That's what I remember.
It's mountains on one side, ocean on the other side, and there are two currents, both from the west and the east. And also, like India is diverse in terms of language and culture, I think it's appropriate to be diverse in terms of weather too.
It's actually geography.
That's correct.
Yeah, the more height you
That's
have
correct.
on the latitudes, the more different your weather will be. Latitudes have the same weather generally.
Yeah. So I was just doing some research on this topic. Like when I thought about this topic, it was like, it's a little bit data will come. But when I did the research, a good data which I got, especially that the country have this much of different place. Plateau, you can say, or different areas where almost all the place have the different climates. And next thing is we have actually this much diverse area, diverse place in our India itself. If Himalayas easily there, the temperature will be minus, and Indo-Gangetic plains, their temperature will be about in mid between 30 to 40s and between 20 to 40s degree. So, and the desert, Thar desert, that will contribute more actually in this. So I have when I was doing research, I got the Himalaya and the Thar desert. These are the two barriers actually for the winds, for the chilly winds which are coming from the from other countries like China and from the Pakistan side. These two things are giving a little bit of barricade to them so that our index temperature is like that. And apart from that, one thing I just also want to cover is that this is the data which I got it. Like what is the max temperature and what is the minimum temperature and what are our monsoon months. This is actually 20 years data from 1991 to 2020. And we can clearly see that the red lines are like too high. And monsoons are also like 3 to 4 months heavy rains. And we are in that current months, that from June and to September, you can say. And the best part is the monsoon enters from the Kerala, which it is nearby to the Bangalore. So with this, I like to conclude the session for your favorite weather, and I will request Toastmaster Ganesh to do the endings.
I'm sorry, Toastmaster Ujjwal, I just lost you there a bit.
No, I am just telling because today you are the presiding officer, so you can end this meeting. And
okay, thank you very much, Toastmaster Ujjwal. I know we are running a bit late, so it was a very interesting session. And as I mentioned at the start, maybe it's a good time to take some feedback, particularly from the guests, and also maybe from our area director, Toastmaster Sachin, a bit later. Yeah, Monica, I know you're not exactly a guest, but we'd appreciate your feedback. Yeah.
To be honest, I'm really new. So today I just understood the structure of how things work over here. But I don't have any feedback as such. I think I liked how everybody is giving feedback and helping us understand where we can improve. Like I need to work on the ums and ahs for sure. And yeah, I think I'm looking forward to a lot more sessions to like improve on it.
Great. Most welcome, and we look forward to seeing you again. So I think the other guests have probably left. So over to you, Toastmaster Sachin, for your insights and impressions. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I spoke a lot as a general evaluator. I don't have too much to add on. But as always, when I come to Palm Meadows, I feel so welcome. And that's a part of Palm Meadows that I love. And that's why I come back. I come here. Yes, hopefully soon. I want to meet all of you again in person. Looking forward to that. Yeah.
Sure. Thanks a lot. Yeah. And I think with that, I'd just like to wish everybody a fantastic Sunday ahead and the rest of the week. Hope the zephyrs blow on, and let's meet again in person probably next Sunday. Yeah. Thank you very much and all the best.
Thank you.
Great meeting you all. Bye-bye.
bye.